Warning: this is a Katawa Shoujo playthrough. Some content may be inappropriate for kiddies. Previously on Katawa Shoujo.
I was about to make the same joke!
And our story continues.
Hello everybody out there! In YouTube land, Jake of the OneManBand is back again. We are back in Katawa Shoujo, making sure that we are not going down the same path as we were before. So, we're with Yuko in the library right now. Gonna be lots of fun! Okay, as I drop the books I'd borrowed into the return slots in the counter, Yuko suddenly pops up from behind it. Quite startled from the banging they made as they hit the trolley next to her. Yeah, it scared me too in the last episode, if you guys watched it. Hopefully you guys watched it, or else you're a bit confused at the moment. Oh, sorry Yuko, didn't mean to startle you. No, it's fine, it happens a lot. I'm used to it by now. Can I help you? It's okay, I think I know where everything is. Thanks anyway. I suppose I'll grab another book or two while I'm here. There's not much else to do, and after reading as much during my stay in the hospital, it's a pretty hard habit to break. Yeah, I just started getting back into reading, and it's just like, gotta. I wander down to the fiction section, towards the back of the library, scanning the bookshelves for anything that catches my eye. King Solomon's Mines. I'm reading that right now. It's really good. As I do, I look over to the corner where Hanako had been last time I was here, not really expecting anything to come of it. But she's there anyway! What's up, girl? Surprisingly, though, she's there, absorbed completely into a fairly thick book. I decide against intruding on her, like I did last time, to get back to finding reading material. Oh, okay. Just fine. After an insurmountable amount of time spent perusing the aisles, I finally decide on a couple of books and get to slide them off the shelf. Without a minimum of fuss, I quickly walk over to the counter, check out my books, and pop them into my bag as I walk out. By the time I leave the main building, sunset isn't too far away. A small trickle of students remain, but the majority have left, presumably to their homes and dorms. Starting to slur my words, it's water time. That's how I solve my problems. I have a big 2-liter bottle, and it's full of water. I guess I need to buy some supplies. I can't live off cafeteria food and eating out for my entire stay here. And why can't you? Pansy. As I leave for the gates, I make a few low stretches and try to stave off the tiredness that's accumulated over the week. Okay, this is different. This is good. Hello, girl. Good to see you. After passing through the rounded corner, though, I see a solitary figure walking downhill towards the school below, to the small town below, towards it. The color of her hair and tapping of her cane are unmistakable. I quickly walk over to her, which seems to catch her attention without a word needing to be said. Well, she has super hearing. Deaf people have super hearing. Hi, Lily. She takes a moment to place the voice, slightly adjusting her head to face a bit more towards the sound of my voice as she does. Hishu? Yep, that's me! Man, I knew that line before it even came up. She seems to have a good memory for voices. In fact, the fact that she actually remembered is a pleasant surprise. Good evening. What brings you here? Well, I guess if they were blind from birth, they would kind of have the concept of time. I was gonna ask how does she know it's evening since she can't see, but I guess she can kinda make guesses, educated guesses. Once again, she gives a small polite bow, and once again, I replay in kind before realizing that I needn't do so. Just going to town. You? My, what a coincidence. Doing the same thing, eh? Oh, she's so elegant. Me, I usually go shopping on Fridays. And today is Friday. Not for me. Right now, today's... Yeah. But it's Friday in the game, so... She pauses for a moment, suddenly looking a bit lost. That said, Hanako usually comes to town with me. Ah, not lost, but worried. The two do seem to keep pretty close tabs on one another. It's kind of surprising that Hanako would just forget Lilly like that. I noticed her reading in the library. She's probably just caught up in a book. She lets out a small sigh of relief. Thank you. She has a habit of doing that. Avid reader? Right, but she doesn't like being around crowds of people, so reading away from everyone lets her relax a bit. Although she probably didn't intend it, I can't help but grimace as I recall my first meeting with her. Well, it's not that bad. I mean, I'm uncomfortable around large crowds too. But not you guys. You guys are all awesome. I mean, if I was like in a room with all you guys, it's like, I'd probably just be like, who wants to play cards? Hardly wanting to bring it up, I remain silent as we quietly continue to walk the quiet road. Tack, 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 tack. With the road bereft of cars and the students of Yamaku increasingly far behind us, the quiet rustling of leaves and the measured tapping of Lily's cane against the sidewalk are all that can be heard. That's kind of nice, especially compared to the hustle and bustle of where I used to live. Before I know it, I have realized so much that I've relaxed so much, I'm sorry, that a loud yawn escapes before I can control it. Tired? Yeah, I've been running ragged the past few days. You know, meeting all these girls, they're having all things for me. That's an understatement, to be sure. Transferring to a different school would be bad enough, but nothing like this. Well, hopefully, everything should settle down for you. The festival's got everyone in a spin right now, and you've got propelled right into the middle of things. For a moment, I hesitate, but given her apparent tolerance for frankness, I decide to give my full thoughts. I guess Yamaku's kind of different though. I mean, the formality surrounding everything, the isolation around it. Not to mention the most obvious difference. That's kind of the whole different. It's kind of a whole different mindset, I suppose. I'll get used to it though, in time. He's getting all philosophical on us. You're not Rin, okay? She gives a matter-of-fact nod, apparently pleased with my answer. It feels almost like she's included me into the flock of students she's shepherding, along with class 3-2 and Hanako. Now, would that be so bad? I mean, I have that kind of obligation to kind of be a leader, in a sense, to people, and a protector, but that just might be because I'm an older sibling. Which makes me think, is she, an older sibling, maybe? Maybe. Or she's just hyper-responsible. Well, not that I mind. It's nice to get my thoughts off my chest in any case. Looking on the bright side, and me not stuttering, you could see it as a chance for a new beginning. You could cherish the ability to make new friends. That's opportunistic, nonetheless. It's going to have a positive attitude about such things, I suppose. I guess that's a good take on it. Walking on down the road, she seems to become somewhat unsettled. Before I can ask what's on her mind, she seems to collect herself and speaks up about something else. So, where in town were you going? It's actually a pretty good question. I came to buy food, but the layout of the place is still pretty foreign to me. I hadn't intended to just wander around and see what I could find but the sunset is already approaching and nightfall is not too far away. That doesn't seem very wise. This just reminds me so much of when I went to Austin for RTX. I was like looking for like just a convenience store or something just to like buy food for when I went back to the hotel, and I walked around for like half an hour trying to find a place, and I finally did. And then as I walked back, there was another convenience store. It was the same exact type of store, and it was like literally 20 feet away from my hotel in the opposite direction that I went. So I was just like, oh, but enough of that. Enough of that. Let's continue with the story. I'm going to have to ask her for directions. Again, asking a blind person for directions. That's the last time we take a direction from a blind person. I was just going to get some food, but now that you mention it, I don't really know the way. Well now, that's quite lucky. Why, I was just about to go to the convenience store myself. Looks like I'll be in your care again. Thanks. Together we walked to the store, my pace is carefully slowed to remain beside her. Compared to my usual walking pace, hers is a quite bit slower. Not that it's without reason. No, she's just being cautious and blind. After what couldn't be more than several minutes, I catch sight of our objective. This town really is pretty small. Without further ado, we make our way inside with a greeting from the counter. Mind if I tag along with you? Usually Hanako would help me, but seeing as she's not here, it takes a moment before I realize what she means. Considering she won't be able to read any of the labels, shopping without any help would be a big pain for her. I could see that. That said, I can't shake the feeling that she had this idea since I said I was coming here. Well, yeah, girls are smart like that. They'll plan ahead. I try to plan ahead as best I can. Sure, it'd be my pleasure. That's right, being the gentleman. I grabbed two well-used red baskets from a small stack beside the entrance, handing one to Lilly. She lays it on the ground, putting her school bag in it, retracting her cane and sliding it through the basket's handles before picking it back up with her right hand. Wait, if she doesn't use her cane... Before I can complete the thought, she comes beside me and pinches the cuff of my uniform with her slender fingers. Ah, a girl on my arm. This is exactly what we were trying to get to. Is this all right? Sure. I have no reason not to accept. I can think of worse things than shopping with a pretty girl holding on to me, even if it's out of necessity. Well, yeah, there are worse things than that. We navigate our way through the store with not one of the occasional passing customers seeming to bat an eyelid. Considering how close Yamako is, I guess seeing students from there must be entirely normal for the local residents. As we reach each aisle, I quickly check with Lilly and find out what she needs. I grab it along and with what I'm looking for and put our items into their respective baskets. Shut up, motorcycle! Jeez, no respect. I'm pretty sure if I heard it through the headphones, you guys heard it on the camera. So, she tells us what she needs, and then we grab it. What if we grab the wrong kind? Like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Like, what if she said she needed, apples, and we grabbed red apples, but she needed green apples. We should yeah. I guess it's the same routine she and Hanako follow every Friday. Right, all that's left is the bread, and that should be my shopping. Done. Do you need anything else, Lilly? No, this should be everything. Off we go then. With a quick side trip to the bakery section, we make our way to the refrigerators. The registers, not the refrigerators. I just thought refrigerator because in the background there it's like, drinks! Beer! I just noticed that! Don't drink and drive, no underage drinking. Wait until you're 21. The line, thankfully, is almost non-existent. It's not long before we both paid for our food and we're almost out the door. And we are out the door. As Lily retrieves her cane and extends it to full length, I waste a minute looking upwards at the night sky while holding both our bags. For a moment, I try to make clouds with my breath, but the summer's heat doesn't seem to cooperate. Eventually, she rights herself, taking a quick stretch before taking her bag and leaving me to my two? Leaving me to my two. What? I don't understand that phrase. You tired as well? The festival preparations have been complete chaos. Shizune's breathing down my neck doesn't exactly help things either. Well, Shizune's gotta take a chill pill. We all know that. Hey, she's only trying to get everything organized. Better now than later, right? I suppose. I'm going to enjoy relaxing in town tomorrow, that's for certain. I guess the festival preparations must be taking their toll on both of them. We walk out into the quiet street, talking between ourselves as we carry our bags full of food and supplies from the store. Wait, what's that? I notice a very distant figure making its way toward us, silhouetted by the street lamps. It is the Slender Man! For a second, I think it's another male student from my class, but as he, or should I say she, gets closer, I recognize her quickly. Place your bets! It's Rin! Rin, what are you doing out here so late? Is that really a question you really need to ask? But with that, guys, I think I'm gonna end the episode here. I know the last episode went for a little longer than I wanted, but that's just because I was getting through stuff that already happened. And this is all new territory, pretty much. So, like and favorite if you've enjoyed. Subscribe, of course. Be a nice person. Tip your waitresses. Share this with all your friends if you feel like it. And I will see you next time. I'm out there in YouTube land. Yeah.